So not only does Mamata Banerjee refuse to act against Tapas, but that empty chair is proof that she has also blocked any spokesperson from coming on Times Now. And clearly we have been told that we don't need to be pushing this story. In their view, this story is not worth the kind of attention we are giving it. We have a different view. The BJP is on the Newshour tonight. The BJP's chief minister in Goa has joked about rape. And also with us today, Sambit Patra of the BJP, of course, Sanjay Jha of the Congress, Rita Brata of the CPI-M, Member of Parliament of the Rajya Sabha. Ravidas Mehrotra of the Samajwadi Party is joining us from Lucknow, a party well known for its chauvinistic, sexist and misogynistic statements. Aryaman Sundaram, senior advocate of the Supreme Court. Advaita Kala with me here in the studio is a very well known author and writer. Advaita, thanks for coming. Malavika Rajkotia, senior advocate, and Ranjana Kumari will join us in some time. So there are no questions to ask the Trinamool Congress. But Advaita, if there was Derek O'Brien sitting in that chair and not running away from the studio, what is the question which you would ask him on his refusal to act against Tapas?
I would just ask him that in good conscience, can a man like this be in Parliament?
Why do you think he is being allowed to be in Parliament? Why do you think Mamata Banerjee is not doing anything?
Because I think the public discourse to a certain extent has become about shaming women, you know, to look at it in a larger context. And there have been too many instances where politicians have gotten away with statements like this, which makes it all right. And that is a problem in itself.
So you genuinely think that there is a view here, I want to get Malavika also at this, that there is a view that, you know, what is the big deal? Because I get that kind of response today when I speak to people from the Trinamool Congress, from the Samajwadi Party, from the Congress, from the SP. They simply say, Aryaman Sundaram, let me put that to you because I'm losing the line with Malavika there. They simply seem to have a response saying, what's the big deal? Why are you making this a big issue? Some politicians even say that, oh, by the way, you're making it a big issue because you want ratings. They don't seem to understand the sense of revulsion that all of us feel. Why is there a disconnect, Mr. Sundaram?
Two things. Number one, if you are a political leader or a politician, or if you're a person in the public firmament, you have to conduct yourself with far more circumspection than a person who is a wholly private person is. And that seems to be lost completely. Secondly, the nature of the comments and things which are being said, I don't think even a private human being would say, a private person would say. And that makes it especially sad that this is the governing, ruling class of people.
Yeah.
What really concerns me more than anything else is not just this isolated comment in itself. It is the entire manner of his speaking, which is really an incitement to violence. The entire speaking was an incitement to people to commit crimes.
Gee.
Now, according to me, that in itself is a crime.
Yeah.
The very fact that he singles out women only shows the caliber of the man.
Yeah.
But from a different aspect, it also shows how little he cares for the law and how simple it is for him to incite people to violence. Now, I ask myself one question. If one person who he was addressing got carried away by it and actually did so, he would be an abetment to the crime. And this is a very shocking thing for a politician to do.
But what's different from
not just a politician. Here's a man who's an elected member of parliament.
No, it's the same thing which Mulayam Singh Yadav also did, didn't he? It's the same thing the BJP has done today.
Very similar.
Because when the BJP, by the way, this is the chief minister of BJP, you know, Goa's comment. I'd like to read it out to you. Have you heard of what he said? Sambit Patra?
I was just hearing it while you were playing it right now.
Okay, so I'll play it again if you want.
No, I don't want it.
You want it? You want to see it? I think I should play it.
You are going to read that at least 1,000 times now, so I'll get to know from you.
No, I think you need to see it one more time.
You can show it, your wish.
Well, even if it embarrasses you,
No, not at all. He's one of the best chief ministers of the country.
Because after that, I'd like to see the expression on your face while he's saying this. I don't care what he says.
Before you play this out.
This is what Manohar Parrikar has said. Watch it clearly.
Yeah.
Indian Institute of Management Ahmedabadचो प्रोफेसर ताणे म्हाका सांगलेलें की एका जाग्यार आपूण लेक्चराक गेल्लो लेक्चर जातकच उबो रावलो एक भुरगो तूं आमकां एंटरप्रेन्योर जा म्हणून सांगता If I rape, I face only one inspector. If I start small scale industry, there are 26 inspectors.
Translate that for me.
I think he spoke in English the last
What did
part.
he say?
No. See.
No, what did he say?
I understood what he said. You also understood what he
No,
said.
I want to know from you. I want to know from you.
I have a very different take as to what he said. First and foremost,
I want to know.
the nation knows that he's one of the best chief ministers that the country has ever seen.
Don't give
Secondly,
me that.
no. I'm not giving you anything. The nation knows that. Secondly, and most importantly,
you will not answer the question.
Dare not compare Tapas Pal with Goa chief minister.
Don't tell me what I should dare or dare not
with the Goa chief minister.
Don't tell me.
No.
First of all,
please do not compare.
First of all,
please do not compare Tapas Pal. I take
stop wagging the finger at me. One second.
I'm only saying that you need not know. You need not compare. I take objection. I take objection when you compare the chief minister of Goa, one of the most functional chief ministers.
Have you finished your little speech?
No, I have not spoken.
Have you
finished your speech? Compare him with Tapas Pal.
I see two fingers wagging at me, and I don't like it.
Tapas Pal was threatening to rape, to murder, to bomb, to butcher, to kill. Here is a chief minister who has performed. His concern was small-scale industries in Goa should go up. Probably bringing in rape might not have been good, but he was serious when he spoke about that.
I can.
No,
One minute. First of all, time is up, and you should now stop because I'm telling you. Two things I have to tell you. Don't wag your finger at me when you're speaking.
Not at all. You can wag your fingers at everyone. I cannot wag.
I can ask questions.
I was not wagging my finger at Arnab Goswami. This is the way, the gesture I speak.
Fine. So anyway, I made that point to you
Yes.
because I'm sitting before you and you're wagging your finger at me. Secondly, don't try and deflect the question. When you deflect the question, the question is this: Rita Brata wanted to come in. How can Manohar Parrikar, who holds an esteemed position of chief minister of a state, stoop to that level?
To what level did he stoop?
Stooped and let others come in. Don't ask me counter questions here. Stoop to that level of saying that a boy asks a question. The boy says if he has to rape someone, he faces one inspector. Rita Brata, where's the translation? Maybe you should illuminate Sambit Patra. When you rape someone, you face one inspector. When you start a small-scale industry, you face 26 inspectors. Rape accused faces one inspector, industrialist faces 26 inspector. This is, you make a serious subject and a crime like rape and let him speak now. A crime like rape, you make it into a mere anecdote.
Analogy might have been wrong. The analogy might have been wrong.
You should apologize.
Not at all.
I'm now asking,
he may be the best chief minister. Don't malign the best chief minister.
If I also agree that Manohar Parrikar happens to be the best chief minister, this is a gender insensitive statement to his highest. Is the highest gender insensitive statement. He cannot do this. It has to be condemned.
Analogy might have been wrong.
Publicly.
Analogy might have been wrong.
This is
but
a
his concern was industry. No, I agree.
Not second-class citizens. For half the earth and half the sky, we shall fight.
Did you see the seriousness in his face when he was speaking? No.
Why are
you are not trying to understand. You are not trying to understand the issue. Even I understood what he was speaking. He was only. I am not supporting it. But remember, no. Empty shoutings do not make a debate.
It's a gender insensitive
Sambit, I have one question.
Go to Tapas.
One second.
Go to Tapas. Tapas Das.
Can you 1 minute? Rita Brata, 1 minute. 1 minute.
Statement.
Did Rita Brata interrupt you when you were speaking? Yes or no?
Or no, you interrupt me whenever I am speaking.
No, so he let you finish,
when
right?
you're maligning my chief minister, I am supposed to take all the brickbats, false brickbats. No, I'm not going to take that.
Well, you know, Aryaman Sundaram and Malavika Rajkotia, I'd like to get you in. Malavika Rajkotia, you know, even if Parrikar was narrating an anecdote, I think he should have shown better judgment than make it a joke about rape. And if a chief minister has no other comparison to draw than by comparing it 1 minute to rape, and if you're going to use an act of sexual violence of the worst and beastly kind to make a comparison and talk about how small-scale industries should or should not be encouraged in a state, I think it reflects a really sick mindset. And let's be fair, don't put any politician on a pedestal. Manohar Parrikar may be any, God for you. As far as I'm concerned, he's just another politician.
No,
please let others speak now. Malavika Rajkotia responding to you. Listen to the others.
He is our elected prime
So
minister.
what?
You want me to
So is
speak?
Mamata Banerjee and
No, definitely. You have the right to debate on him, but don't falsely malign him.
I'm putting the question out today and I'm going to open up phone lines right now. My question is, can any political party and any politician use a
Arnab,
mandate
do you
and
want
go
me
back
to
the
speak
people
or
of the
not?
party and say, we got a mandate, don't question us therefore. Malavika is responding to you and have the patience to listen. Malavika.
Right. Politicians like this are A, apart from the obvious situation of trivializing such a serious matter as rape, what is also of great concern is that it is the politicians who create the disconnect between society in general and law and the rule of law by expressing their absolute contemptuous disregard for it. And very frankly, there are two issues here, as Aryaman said. One is with regard to anarchy and these kind of statements and politicians contributing to creating an anarchy, which is a criminal offence under the Indian Penal Code. To incite to violence is 3 years, punishable by 3 years under the Indian Penal Code. And with regard to raping a woman of the sort of statements that have been made, it is as much as 7 years. Nobody is talking about any of that. And very frankly, what adds to the horror of the situation is the kind of debate that is done then on television, where party spokesmen speak nonsensical perspectives only to defend the indefensible. And nobody has the courage to say that, yes, a line has to be drawn. That's one thing. Now, that is the obvious part. The deeper part is that in any violence, women and children are inevitably the most vulnerable because they are treated as property of the enemy. So, between communities, between classes, when there are clashes of this nature, instead of looting and pillaging, rape is part of, because it is spoiling, removing property. That's the deeper feminist perspective. Lastly,
it is basically
ghastly
absolutely it is being used.
Someone like Mamata
as the ultimate act of oppression.
Has such crude.
And I'm shocked at Mamata Banerjee, Malavika. I'm shocked at Mamata Banerjee carrying this sense of hurt around. 1 minute.
No, just a minute.
Sanjay Jha, I'll get you in and then we'll open this up. And I'm going to go to Ravidas Mehra. Sanjay Jha, Congress is no different. You took no action against Vailar Ravi. You took no action against Sri Prakash Jaiswal. What action did you take against Shantaram Nayak, who said that while rape is the most heinous crime, the alleged rape of a lady who moves with strangers for days together, even beyond the middle of the night, is to be treated on a different footing? You didn't take any action against that man either. Now it's going to become habit for you, Sanjay, to take this opportunity to lunge at the other side. What I want to expose tonight is the hypocrisy of all of you. Every single political party which has allowed this to happen. Show me one instance where you took action against somebody who made this kind of a comment, Sanjay. Show me one instance.
Well, Arnab, I want to tell you on today's topic, the remarks that were made yesterday by the TMC, some of the congressmen you have referred to before, Manohar Parrikar, apparently the best model chief minister of the BJP. All remarks are repugnant, they're disgusting and they're reprehensible, and I don't care for who is from which political party, including mine.
When Sanjay Nirupam
statements that need to be condemned, and parties must take action against them.
CDs in the racks. Please close your dictionaries of all those beautiful words that you come out with. Don't teach us.
Well, Sambit.
No,
Sambit, I think you're reducing this debate to a very pedestrian level.
I have forgotten your acts. I only remember your CDs. Ample CDs are available. Everyone knows. I don't want to mention the names.
Rape is escalating in India at an exponential rate. And you already have somebody in your cabinet. You already have somebody in your cabinet.
Because I think Sanjay Jha heard you there. And in case it's a bad tactic, I think it's about as bad a tactic as boycotting a
compare the Chief Minister of Goa with Tapan Das or Tapan Pal, then this is what I'm
Now listen, please, let him complete. Sanjay, what action did you take against Sanjay Nirupam, who said Smriti Irani is a Tumkewali? What action did you take against Rita Bahuguna Joshi? No, what action did you take against Sanjay Nirupam, who made that derogatory comment on Smriti Irani? What action did you take against Shantaram Nayak? What action did you take against Sri Prakash Jaiswal?
Can I suggest
tell me what action you took.
Can I suggest something here? I think it's important Well, we did not take any action, and I'm going to suggest something to you, that political parties need to have a consensus and a code of conduct which should have similar action on anybody from the party who contravenes a certain standard of behavior.
You know, don't talk about an all-party consensus, Advaita. You know, I think that's the most hollow proposal I've heard in a very long time.
Behavior.
I think it's
it is his party.
It's the most hollow thing I've heard in a long time. Malvika is responding. Advaita, feel free. We are into open debate now. Advaita is responding to you. Advaita, go ahead.
I think essentially, I think
Sanjay, there's nothing called an all-party consensus. You have an all-party conspiracy going on now to continue to let this happen. Yes, please, Advaita.
No, just a minute.
Why is there even a consensus required for common decency in
step
public discourse? I can't believe that this is going to be a debate about what is right about saying certain things and what is wrong about saying certain things. The public discourse is sexist, politics is sexist. You have women in politics in power who behave just like men when they're faced with these circumstances. If you look at the way Mamata Banerjee is responding to this, to Park Street rape earlier on, I mean, how has her reaction been any different from the way the men have reacted? So there is a problem with the politics in this country and the politicians in this country who do not understand that women, if you look at the general elections of 2014, the gender gap in voter turnout is 1.46%. We form a major part of the electorate. When are we going to have a voice? When are the things that really matter to us or offend us going to find space?
It's not an agenda item, and I think, you know, for all the screaming and shouting that people like Sambit Patra want to do on it, the fact is that there is absolutely, it's not even an agenda item. And listen to others. What Naresh Agarwal, for example, said. My question is to Ravidas Mehrotra, and feel free to come into the debate when open. Ravidas Mehrotra ji, मेरा सवाल आपसे ये है कि नरेश अग्रवाल है आपके पार्टी के लीडर, उन्होंने कहा कि जबरदस्ती नहीं ले जा सकता कोई जानवर को भी आजकल, ये रेप के केस के संदर्भ में कहा, उनके खिलाफ क्या एक्शन लिया आपने? मुलायम सिंह यादव ने कहा बॉयज विल बी बॉयज, लड़के तो लड़के होंगे, रेप के संदर्भ में कहा, क्या एक्शन लिया आपने मुलायम सिंह यादव के खिलाफ? जब मायावती के खिलाफ मुलायम सिंह यादव ने कई सारे घटिया स्टेटमेंट्स किए थे, क्या एक्शन लिया था आपने मुलायम सिंह यादव के खिलाफ? जब अबू आजमी आपके पार्टी के लीडर ये सब, जब रामगोपाल वर्मा, अबू आजमी ये सब बेहुदा बातें कहते हैं, तब क्या एक्शन लेते हैं आपकी पार्टी उनके खिलाफ? मैं ये आपको इस संदर्भ में पूछ रहा हूं कि आज जो ममता बनर्जी ने अलाउ किया है अपने तापस पाल मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट को, वो कह रहे हैं कि आप पॉलिटिकल अपोनेंट्स का रेप करवाइए। तो मुझे लगता है ये ब्रॉडर कॉन्टेक्स्ट में हर एक पार्टी की ये प्रॉब्लम है, आपकी पार्टी की भी। आप मुझे जरा बता सकेंगे हमारे व्यूअर्स को, आपने क्या किया इन सारे केसेस पे, और कुछ नहीं किया तो क्यों कुछ नहीं किया?
गोस्वामी जी,
क्या आपको वोट नहीं मिलते इन सब इश्यूज पर? क्या आपको वोट नहीं पड़ते आपके इन इश्यूज पर?
नहीं गोस्वामी जी, अब मेरी बात आपने पूछा, मेरा सुन लीजिए। देखिए, लोकतंत्र में जो इस तरह की बात हो रही है